Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm finally back with another video. I feel like I haven't filmed in ages and I've really missed it. So I hope you've all been well, and today this video is going to be about my experience in a sensory deprivation tank. Now, whether this is your first time hearing about such a thing or whether it's your first time going soon and you just wanted to know how it's all like and how to prepare for it, or whether you just wanted to hear my experience because you came across this video. So about a week ago I had my very first experience in a sensory deprivation tank. Now, a lot of you may be thinking, what on earth is that? So I'm going to briefly explain. It's a water tank filled with nearly half of a ton of Epsom salt, which is basically magnesium sulfate, and it's very concentrated in the tank because it's only about 1 foot deep. But they use that salt because it draws out the toxins out of your body and it calms your nervous system, releases tension. So yeah, and also makes you float because it's salt, and it's self-explanatory in that way. But hence it's also known as a floating therapy. So it's been around for quite a while now, but it's not very mainstream just yet because it is quite expensive. So beginners usually do 60 to 90 minutes and experienced people do about 2 to 4 hours, and my first experience was 60 minutes and I could have stayed longer, to be honest, but maybe for the first experience it was just enough. So what do they use it for? Essentially, the water tank is there to relieve pain, stress, anxiety, any muscle tension, and therefore it enhances your creativity, your concentration, your mood. So it definitely has its pros and it works for the majority of people. And so now you may be thinking, well, how does it do that? So the reason for you to get in a tank is to cut out all your external stimuli. So all your 5 senses, basically. You can't hear anything because it's soundproof. You can't see anything because it's pitch black. You can't feel anything because the water temperature is adapted to your body temperature, and therefore you lose a sense of gravity. So when you float, you actually feel like there's nothing around you, not even in the water. It's a very weird sensation. So yeah, now I want to get into my experience with it. First, I was a little bit skeptical about it because I'm sort of scared of the dark. I'm not claustrophobic, but I am scared of the dark, and I thought that it's going to be quite a difficult experience because I sort of imagined it to be hard to float. So I was like, how do your muscles relax when surely like your shoulders have to make sure your head is being held in the water for a whole 16 minutes. I was like, how is that possible? Surely you must start getting some tension on your shoulders or around your neck area. But I did go, and I'm really glad I did because the lady that was there explaining and giving us instructions, sorry mate, because the lady that was there giving us instructions and helping us out was very nice, and she actually advised us to put our hands above our head when we float. That way the muscles just around your neck and shoulders do relax, but it's not always necessary because you do float, and you float like you've never floated before. Just if you sit at the bottom of the water, your legs will just go up and it's actually really difficult to put them down. So yeah, floating is definitely not a problem. You don't have to worry about any muscle tension or having to hold yourself, making sure that you don't drown. When we arrived there, we got a room each, and in the room there's a shower, all the toiletries, towels, everything you need there for you. And you get in the shower, and straight out the shower you go into the water tank and you close it. Now that was also one bit that I started getting a bit freaked out by. What if like I can't open it later, or if I need to emergency get out and I can't? But it's definitely not like that at all. You don't need to stress about that. It does open fine. There's an emergency button if anything. And for the first 10 minutes to help you relax and ease off, they play some meditational music, and then after those 10 minutes it's pitch black and dead silence. So the only thing you can hear is like your breathing, and honestly that's when I realized I'm really enjoying this because all the external stimuli is cut off. You're kind of forced to just be with your own thoughts and kind of study your own consciousness, if that makes sense. Your brain just goes into the deepest, weirdest thoughts, and that's really interesting because people do experience hallucinations during their time in the sensory deprivation tank, which both me and my boyfriend had, but very minor ones. So he said he had different colours that he could see, and for me mine was movement, so it's really difficult to explain. But I was laying still and I started hallucinating, thinking that I'm spinning in the water, like my whole body's just turning around, like quite fast as well. But when I open my eyes I can still see I'm in the same spot. It's really weird. And another one I had was it felt like bending, so that like, right, let me try and explain this. It felt like I was going like this, like touching my leg with this side of my body. So like this side of my leg and this side of my body were basically touching, and that's pretty impossible unless you're a gymnast. But I completely felt boneless there. It's really weird, like a worm or something. But again, when I open my eyes, I'm just laying still. I'm not in any weird positions. And then I know that I fell asleep. I don't know for how long, but there was a point where I don't remember anything, so I assume that was my brain just completely shutting off and sleeping. And then I think the fact that woke me up was my breathing. At the time I had like a little cold, and so my nose would get blocked a lot, and because my head was tilted like this, I couldn't breathe. So I woke up, I sat up, and it all cleared. It's just, yeah, it just gets like congested a little bit sometimes if my head is far back. I get that at night too. At night time sometimes I wake up because I can't breathe, so all I do is I sit up for a bit and it clears out and it's fine again. But yeah, that's what woke me up. And then I just started exploring my own thoughts. The only thing is, it's weird that no negative thoughts came into my mind. Nothing stressful. It's like in the moment you're already relaxed, and then it feels like you're in a completely different world by yourself, because there's nothing around you, you can't hear anything, you can't see anything. It is honestly one of the best, but one of the weirdest experiences I've ever had. But yeah, I felt really calm and relaxed, and it was great. So the last 5 minutes of the experience, they put some music on again just to wake you up and make sure that you know you're supposed to be getting out soon. So usually they tell you can stretch, you can do whatever, just making sure you're waking up and leaving the tank and getting straight back into the shower. Hence the showers are in the same room, and it's completely private. The doors lock on the inside, so no one can disturb you. It is a great comfortable experience. They don't rush you or anything at all, at least to the one I went to. And yeah, you shower, you wash your hair obviously, make sure you get all the salt out, especially out of your ears, because the water does go up to about here, so you do get water in your ears, and when it dries you'll just have salt. So I recommend you wash those out while you're in the shower, and you dress up, and that's it. And when we left the room, there is like the reception area kind of thing, and the lady was very nice. She directed me to the hairdryer and hair straightener. I sorted myself out, and she also made us some hemp tea. Now that's apparently also supposed to help you relax and maintain the calm mood that you're in. So we had some hemp tea. Me and my boyfriend just sat there, chilled, and spoke about our experience. And honestly, when you walk out, you feel so refreshed. You feel like you're this pure, innocent newborn kind of thing. It's really weird and hard to describe it, but you honestly feel so refreshed, like you've left all your negative like energy and your toxins away, and it's amazing. I remember even saying to him that if anyone came to me, started arguing with me, calling me names, shouting at me, whatever, I would just honestly wouldn't be able to react. I'll be just sitting there smiling at them because I felt so positive and happy and calm. But yeah, it is a long-lasting effect, so it can last to about a week, so it kind of sets you in a nice mood. Yeah, I don't know how many times I've said that already in this video, but yeah, you get the point. But the main reason for that is that during the experience and after you leave, your amygdala in your brain, which is responsible for your fight or flight response, it completely shuts off, and that's why you feel so stress-free and anxiety-free and just relaxed, all those emotions. So yeah, I think that's all I wanted to mention. I just do want to really recommend it. If you have a chance to ever go, don't be scared. It's really good, I promise you, and I can't wait to go back. I actually really want to invest in one, but they're thousands of pounds, so maybe one day. If you like this video and subscribe, and someone's knocking at my door, 1 second. But yeah, I really enjoyed it, and I hope you do too if you ever go, or if you've already been and you want to leave your experience down below. I find them interesting. But yeah, there is a lot more online about it, about the benefits, the hallucinations, and all of that jazz. If you want to read more, this is just a brief summary video of my experience and the basics. There's also tips that you should read before entering. So for example, you're not supposed to have any caffeine up to 4 hours before. You are supposed to only have a light meal before, so that your belly doesn't feel bloated, and it helps your body relax the most. Same with caffeine, as I just said. And I think shaving as well, you're not supposed to shave before coming in because the salt will really sting you. So yeah, it's recommended. Read online for more. And yeah, that's all for this video. I really hope you enjoyed. Yeah, I just really wanted to share my experience with you guys. And yeah, give this video a like, subscribe, and I'll see you in my next. Bye!